Namaste, welcome to Gita's Kitchen. In today's episode of Morning Bytes, let's talk about family relationships and happiness. Not big sacrifices, not grand gestures, but small everyday habits which can make or break relationships. Have you noticed this? In most Indian families, we make 2 or 3 dishes, pack hot chapatis in the lunch box, take care of everyone's needs, but we forget to say thank you. In fact, I know in many families, if you say thank you to a family member, sometimes they even get to the point of feeling offended. They say, "Arey kya mere ko thank you kyun bol rahi? We are all one family, isn't it? Why are you saying thank you to me as if I am an outsider?" In Indian families, thank you is not very often said by words, but it is shown by our actions. Saying thank you is, in other words, a way of showing appreciation, even for the small daily things a person does for us. And when this appreciation is not forthcoming, relationships don't break, but they become silent. As I said earlier, in many Indian families, appreciation is shown through action and not words. Your mother gets up at 5 a.m. to keep everything ready for the children going to school. Your spouse may be doing 10 different things. But how often do we really stop to say, "I appreciate you"? Let me give you a very simple example. A wife makes sambar or dal or whatever every day. And one particular day, her husband says, "Today's sambar was very tasty." That one sentence, that one meaningful appreciation really lights up her life and is worth more than any costly gift he could have given her. Why? Because when you are appreciated, you feel that your work is being seen. The next point I want to talk about is listening. How often do we actually listen when our own family members speak to us? Let us say a child comes home from school. He runs up to you and says, "Amma, you know what? Asha didn't talk to me today." Asha is her close friend, let us say. And what do you do? "Oh, okay, go and do your homework now." Now for this child, that moment matters very much. You should have actively listened to find out what was on that child's mind at that point of time, instead of just brushing her or him away. Same goes with elders also. When we have elderly people at home, sometimes they might be repeating the same stories or telling you the same things over and over again. Don't offend them by just brushing them aside or not even giving them a patient hearing. What they are looking for is not only your attention, they also want a connection with the family. And the third point which I would like to touch upon today is ego. In most of the family relationships, these relationships suffer not because of huge problems, but the simple problem of ego. No one wants to be the first to say sorry. A small argument, small misunderstanding gets blown out of proportion and then runs into days of silence, which is not comfortable for either person. Think about it. What is more important? Is it important to be right, or is it more important to be together? Saying sorry is not easy, I accept. But remember, taking that one step backward. It doesn't matter if you are right, but that one step backward just to keep the family together or keep your relationship together is very much more important than being right. At the end of the day, we realize that happiness at home is not really dependent on money, status, or perfection. It is more dependent on these three factors which I told you now: appreciation, listening, and giving up your ego. Why is it so necessary? Because one day we will realize that the people we took for granted are really our greatest blessings. Even today, when I think back, I feel maybe I should have done much more for my parents. Although, of course, we did have a wonderful relationship, but maybe there are many more times where I could have genuinely shown my appreciation or actually given a more patient hearing to what they had to say. So today, before you sleep, just say one sentence or just send one message saying, I am grateful for you, or I am grateful for what you have done for me. And just see the difference it makes. Because these moments matter. Thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe to Gita's Kitchen, and we'll meet again next Sunday morning on our next episode of Morning Bytes. Thank you.